Hey guys, quick miscellaneous video, really quick one. It's about proper storage of fruits and meats. Um, I've learned the hard way how to do it correctly. I lost a lot of fruits as casualties. Anyway, the fruits, normally when I go shopping, get a bunch of fruit, get a bunch of meats and other produce, and it's hard to shove everything in the fridge, although I'd like to, but it doesn't always fit in the fridge. So something has to go outside of the fridge. The best fruits to go outside the fridge are citrus fruits because they have obviously citrus acid. So they will keep better by themselves, even not refrigerated. So I have myself a bowl here that I keep, works out pretty well. I put all the fruits out here, oranges, lemons, that kind of thing, that keep well out of the fridge all by themselves. So if you don't have room, put the oranges and other citrus fruits on the counter in a bowl, and they'll keep okay. If you have room, of course, put it in the fridge too. But in the fridge, we're looking pretty good right now, but normally this thing's packed. In the fridge, you want to put the fruits that are pretty stable, pretty hardy, not as hardy as the citrus fruits that can stay outside, but still pretty hardy, like apples and pears and such. Those fruits can go towards the front of the fridge where it's not as cold but still pretty cold. So put these guys, because they're a little stronger, up towards the front. The ones down there, like I don't know, we got plums and peaches. Actually, really what it is everything else can go midway or to the front. You want to save actually the back. The one that's actually missing here, why it's getting kind of confusing, is normally you'd have you'd have melons back there. So melons tend to go bad the fastest, and you'd want them towards the rear of the fridge where it's the coldest. So that's the main point. When you get melons, whether they be honeydew melons or cantaloupes, that kind of thing, you want them to go towards the very back of the fridge. Then towards the front or towards the middle, random things, nectarines, plums, it doesn't matter. The rest of stuff goes in the front, and towards the very front or mid or front, towards the very front, apples tend to stay well pretty good, and pears, they don't need to be totally cold, because as you probably know, towards the rear of the fridge is where it's the coldest. So again, melons tend to be the weakest, so you put them towards the rear, and the strongest fruits are the citrus fruits that can actually stay all by themselves out there on the counter. The second thing is obviously the meats. Meat, same story, but obviously little twist on it. You obviously don't leave meat out. So with the meat, same rough story. And here you'll see on the top, meats. All meats kind of go bad at the same time, roughly. They're not like fruits. They tend to go bad roughly in the same date, or at least close to it, like 1, 2, 3, 2 days from each other. The meats that you tend to are planning on using first, obviously bring it to the front, because you're going to get rid of it sooner. The meats that you plan on using in a few days towards the rear, you normally want to keep chicken a little cooler than beef if possible, but then again, what matters more is the order that you plan on using it. If you know that you're going to use the chicken first, and then the pork chops second, and then the ground beef third, then put it in that order. And and that's actually more important than the meat itself. But if it's all equal, then you would want to put the chicken to where it's the coldest towards the back, and you'd want to bring things that tend to keep better, like pork and beef, towards the front. Things you know you're not going to use for a while, as far as meat. If you had, which I'm not sure if we do have anything in here, but if you did have, let's say you bought 5 things, and one of them was beef shanks, and you knew you weren't going to use it for 8 days. Anything that's probably 5 days or more on your list, and you know you're not going to cook within 4 days, maybe 5, pushing it. Anything beyond that, freeze it. So everything in your fridge when you come home from that day of shopping, you should probably have maybe 3 items in there that you plan on cooking maybe that day or within 4 days, give or take, and they should be in that certain order. Anything past that, 5 days or more, you should probably freeze it. Obviously, you want to pull it out a day or 2 before you actually plan on using it. So on day 4, if I'm cooking my drumsticks, I want to probably pull off my beef shanks out of the freezer, put it down in the fridge, and let it thaw, basically defrost. And that's about it for the video, and see you guys next time.